Hello, this is Tom Zebbeveld from Graphelion with a short screencast of what you can do or how we use trees that are of course very frequent in hierarchical relationships, and for which Neo4j's graph database is really a good tool together with their APOC library and InterActor. Just to illustrate it, I'm looking here at a very simple tree, just a tree of 4 nodes of things that have child things. If I run this, there you see it's really a very simple tree with your root node A that has 2 children, and C has another child. And those who are familiar with InterActor know that they can click on here, then they have here their views, their keys view, the properties, and here the neighbors. So, and here you have the nodes that you have clicked, so you can go back in your node history. So let's look at this very small tree, and we have our feature demos functionality, and I'm gonna display how you use this our tree view. Okay, if I run it, there, I'm going to close this one. There I have my tree view. If I bring this one back over here, you see that I have A and B has no child, and C has another child, D. If I click on each item, then there is a click functionality that synchronizes with this table view. So how is this done in InterActor? I can look up the function that triggers it. Okay, it starts with a query. This is a query node. So this is a InterActor function, an InterActor Neo4j query, and here you have the match pattern. So you want to minimize the number of paths that you want to visit. So you only use the path from the root to the leaves, and you collect them, and then you have this beautiful function APOC convert tree to tree from a set of paths, and it returns the tree. Now, once you have the tree, you have to send it, which is the result of a query, then you have to send it to what we call a tree view. And the tree view, actually that is this user interface component, this kind of widget. And when you success, so this trigger, this executes, well, this event trigger is triggered when the query executes successfully. And if you look inside that trigger, you see, okay, it gets data, it sends data to this tree view. It only sends the first row because that contains the tree, and it has a number of properties that the tree view needs to be able to display the data, because it has to get the right data out of the data set that is delivered to it. So, and it sets some config, some height parameters to display the tree, to size it, etc. Once it is over here in this tree view itself, it only has a name, so you don't have to have any other settings in there, because the tree view has, well, it encapsulates all the functions that you need. Even the function, if you remember, when I was clicking an item, you know, this, put it over here, so this synchronize over it. So apparently there is some other event that is linked to my clicking on the tree, and let's look at that event. So this tree view function, it has a number of events that it can trigger. One of it is an item click, and when I click on an item, let's see what is in there. You said the data that is in this event is in the item, And here for my next function, I set a number of properties for the columns of the table that I'm going to display. So here again in this table, there's hardly anything. It only sets the instance so that it's reusing the same table view always, but for the rest it has a name. So with only these three functions, a query, a tree view, and a table view, you can browse your tree, but of course you can also use this item click event to trigger other actions. That's just a short demo of for today. Well, stay tuned for more demos and of new functionality that we are building. Thank you very much for watching.